Bear with me because I'm sick, but Joe Jonas responds to Sophie Turner's custody lawsuit, and if you're like, what are you talking about? Let me catch you up to speed very quickly. Sophie Turner sues Joe Jonas to return their 2 children to England. And if you want more details, look at my previous video. It's got the entire petition that she submitted. So yes, where were we? Sophie Turner sues Joe Jonas to take kids back to UK as he denies child abduction allegations. Again, watch my other video. It goes much more into depth about Sophie's side. Grab a water, beveragino, because this statement from Joe's representative, it is an essay. Do you have your beveragino, a little snack? Okay, here is the statement from Joe Jonas's representative. After multiple conversations with Sophie, Joe initiated divorce proceedings in Florida, as Florida is the appropriate jurisdiction for the case. Sophie was aware that Joe was going to file for divorce. The Florida court has already entered an order that restricts both parents from relocating the children. Sophie was served with this order on September 6, 2023, more than 2 weeks ago. Joe and Sophie had a cordial meeting this past Sunday in New York when Sophie came to New York to be with the kids. They've been with her since that meeting. Joe's impression of the meeting was that they had reached an understanding that they would work together towards an amicable co-parenting setup. Mind you, in Sophie's petition, the plan all along was that after she was done filming whatever project she's on right now, she would then come back in the middle of September, which we are at right now, get the kids, and then bring them back to the UK, which I think is where we're at. Allegedly. Less than 24 hours later, Sophie advised that she wanted to take the children permanently to the UK. Thereafter, she demanded via this filing that Joe hand over the children's passports so that she could take them out of the country immediately. If he complies, Joe will be in violation of the Florida court order. Joe is seeking shared parenting with the kids so that they are raised by both their mother and father, and is, of course, also okay with the kids being raised in both the US and the UK. The children were born in the US and have spent the vast majority of their lives in the US. They are American citizens. I love the last part, and have spent the vast majority of their lives in the US. The kid, one of them was literally born last year, 2022. So, what, they spent 8 months in the United States and 4 months in the UK? I mean, come on. Oh my God, it's so long. This is an unfortunate legal disagreement about a marriage that is sadly ending. When language like abduction is used, it is misleading at best and a serious abuse of the legal system at worst. The children were not abducted. After being in Joe's care for the past 3 months, at the agreement of both parties, the children are currently with their mother. Sophie is making this claim only to move the divorce proceedings to the UK and to remove the children from the US permanently. Joe has already disavowed any and all statements purportedly made on his behalf that were disparaging of Sophie. I love a representative PR spin. Are they referring to this video that he said on tour?
I just want to say, look, if you don't hear it from these lips, don't believe it, okay?
That's a stretch. They were made without his approval and are not consistent with his views. His wish is that Sophie reconsider her harsh legal position. Did you hear? We are in high gear. Oh my gosh. His wish is that Sophie reconsider her harsh legal position and move forward in a more constructive and private manner. His only concern is the well-being of his children. I knew it would get messy. The second those first articles came out, Sophie's unwell, Sophie's an unfit mother, Sophie drinks too much, Sophie goes out too much, Sophie doesn't drink enough, Sophie stays home too much, Sophie's depressed, Sophie never sees her kids. That video of him at the concert, he may not have said it, but his team may have put those stories out. So whoever those sources were, and those were the narratives being put out, you knew that it was going to turn tumultuous, and that's what's happening.